this video is going to be so short. Like, the vlog part of it is going to be so teeny tiny, and I apologize. I want to really quickly say people have been so supportive of me as I've been on this journey to like start applying for new jobs and actually able to accept a job, which is like, yay, raise, thank God, because I then was able to give my resignation to my current job, which I'm still staying to the end of the school year because I just want to stick it out. I want to stay to the end. I don't want to bail on something that I've had for a whole year, and it's tricky to find a teacher like last minute, and I would never want to do that to anyone. But so I was able to resign, and then I was able to accept this offer, which is so exciting. I will say there might be people here who have this similar issue, like they want to maybe look for a new job and they don't know what to do. And to that, I would say just start looking, start applying. You never know what you're going to find. If you find a really cool position, like, take it and don't be afraid. Some of the jobs I applied to asked for demo lessons. Some asked for like 8 recommendations. I mean, they asked for so much stuff, different ones, and I think it was worth it in the end, because I was able to find, I think, a job that really fits with me, and I really liked the people, and I really liked the school, and I think it's been worth it because I've still really enjoyed my job. I love my job that I have now. I've just been, trying to be mindful, trying to still stay respectful, courteous, all that stuff. Also, if you haven't, take a listen to my podcast, my new podcast, which you can find on all of these different various places. But I talked with Melissa from Extra Special Education, which I will link her down below, because we talked a lot about just how to avoid burnout. You know, some people do quit mid-year, and that's okay. Like, we're not shaming anyone. And we just talked about what teachers might need to feel more supported or to have some longevity in their job. So take a listen to that. I will link it down below as well. But you guys are amazing. So anyway, this is a long intro, but I hope you enjoy this video. Hi guys, so I'm here, I'm at Starbucks. Normally I do stop at Starbucks on my way to work, but today I actually have to kind of sit here for a good half hour, 45 minutes, because I need to get my podcast up, and I just was feeling very uninspired at home. So I'm here, I'm going to get myself a coffee and finish my podcast, upload it, get all the stuff I need to finish. Hi guys, so I'm in class. I just got here. It is currently 5:25. I forgot to plug my phone in. So it's really early. It's really dark. Sorry, I just went out of focus. It's really dark. I took my headband off because I ended up sitting at Starbucks for about 20 minutes to finish my podcast, and then I rushed over here. So I have all of my progress reports due today, my report cards, and I have 2 IEPs to edit and then 2 more to write for next week. And it is stressful, not gonna lie. It's nobody's fault. It's not a bad thing. It's just the nature of being in a classroom. If you're in special ed, you're going to have progress reports, you're going to have report cards, you're going to have IEPs, and they're super stressful. But I've talked a bunch about my what's it called? Like my data binders, which now they're full of kids' data, so I'm not going to show you. But if you watch some of my other videos, I did show them more in depth before anything was even in them. And those are super helpful, which is awesome. But actually, let me show you the tool that I use for my IEPs just to keep myself like on track. Hold on. All right. This is just the extra copies because they don't have kids' names on them, but I usually send home some type of paper that just says like your IEP meeting is happening this day, or it's scheduled, or it's tomorrow, just as a reminder. It's like a little half sheet of paper that I send home with the date, the time, and the place, which usually it's always in the same place, but whatever. Just for it, like anyone else, if they give anyone else, it has the address because sometimes people still don't know the address. Throughout the year leading up to the IEP, I check in and write like their strengths. So as I go along and I see strengths, I'll write down like what their strengths are, their weaknesses, their academic skills. My camera almost just fell. I feel like I need a bigger square for behavior, but like whatever. But I write these throughout the year and I keep track of it. So when I write the IEP, it's like really rich and full of information that actually relates to the kid. And I think it was my boss, I'm pretty sure it was my boss that said like, we should be able to read the IEP without the kid's name in it and know that it is about them. Like that's how detailed and specific and like awesome and positive it's written, that you know it's about that kid. And I've kind of always taken that to heart. And so I always write, this is just a blank one, but with my kids, I always write these. I also always write out their general academics, even though I'm keeping the data when it comes to writing out like the narrative of what they can do. Sometimes it's helpful for me to jot notes beforehand. Yeah, those are the things that are most helpful to me. So, wow, this angle is real bad. It's now 5:29, 5:30. Oh, I keep getting it when it's like right when it's changing. Hey, I need to write some stuff. My computer is right here, this laptop, because some of the like resources to teach I built at home on here, so they don't have kids information. They're just little trinkets and like visuals and stuff I print off of here, and I have my work computer over there, but my desk is a disaster. So I'm gonna start printing those off, then I'm gonna switch to my desk and I'm gonna print my progress reports and type them all up. It's really early and I don't start work until 8, so I'm here at like the butt crack of dawn and I kind of love it. And I'm just going to get as much done as possible because my contract hours don't start for a few hours anyway. So I'm gonna put my music on. I have right here, these are like my favorite things, my AirPods. I love my headphones too. I bring both my AirPods and my headphones, but these I find to be easier to hold sometimes if I walk to the printer and back, or the copier I mean and back. So I'm gonna put my AirPods on, I'm gonna do this, and then I don't know, put my hair back up, make myself another cup of coffee, and then wait for my staff to come in. And I'm not gonna film again till the end of the day because it's just so early. While my hair's drying, I thought I would sit here for a second and give you a few tips about progress reports, since I kind of talked about it a bit earlier today while I was trying to like scramble and like get them finished. So basically, if you don't know much about special ed, progress monitoring has to be done for all IEPs. So when you write an IEP and you draft it, in that IEP, no matter what state, you have to write something about how often you're going to be reporting on and monitoring progress. So I monitor their progress all the time, every day, but I report on it. I think we do it like each quarter, like it's an elementary school. It's like each quarter, or it might be each semester, or you might say every 4 weeks, every 5 weeks. And those things are legal documents, and you submit them and you send them to the parents, basically. So every school and state has like a different way to do it. But for me here, I report on them at the same time that I give out report cards. So that's like every quarter. So I take data all day, every day. I've talked about data so much. There are more videos to come about data because I think there's so much to talk about, but I take data on kids all the time. So that's my first tip, is if I haven't stressed it enough, take your dang data. So for example, you might write an IEP goal that will say like, Johnny will identify blah, blah, blah in 3 out of 5 opportunities. So I've been taking those opportunities and those trials often. And so when I go to report on it, I already have the information to just fill in the blank on how he's doing with one of his benchmarks. But sometimes it's a little bit more involved than that, and I need to take more specific data. The other day, one of my kids, he raised his hand just cuz, and then he said, Miss Martin, listen to how high I can count. So before he even started counting, I took out a little sticky note, and so as he started counting, I was jotting down like the numbers he got right, how high he counted without an error, and then I added that to his data later. Oh, the sun is really coming in. Taking data all the time. Second thing I would say, it kind of goes along with just any type of organization or productivity tip, is keep the previous progress reports, like making copies of all the previous ones or having access to them so you can like compare where they are now versus where they were the last quarter or the last time you reported, because I like to have those as reference to make sure that they actually did make progress from the last time that I reported. 3 would be to start early. So some places I know they report on progress at random times for different kids, but if you are within a school or a district that has a set timeline when you do report, I would like really make sure you know those dates are coming up. And so like 3 weeks ahead, you set everything up. 2 weeks ahead, you start writing them. The ones that are a bit tricky, you check over again and again, and you have them like all set and ready to go well before the deadline. Say my gosh, the sun. I mean, I kind of love it, but I also kind of hate it. Last thing I will say is that sometimes I'm not the one collecting the data on the kid. It's one of my paras or it's one of my staff members. And so I do sometimes check in with them just to double, triple check before I submit anything. Sometimes it's not me taking the data. Sometimes it's a paraprofessional, or the OT might know a couple things about my writing goal. Whatever it may be, check in with them. Write it down, jot it down, so that you can give the most accurate progress notes possible. And for me, my progress reports are always due at the same time as my report cards. So taking grades and all of that kind of goes hand in hand, because if they have an IEP goal related to reading and writing, then it will also kind of reflect in their report card of their effort level, of whether they're working with me, following the rules and the routines of the school, whether they're passing in their homework. It all kind of goes hand in hand. So for me, I kind of like having the report cards and the progress reports at the same time, just because I think they kind of, they work well together. Okay, guys, so I came home. I showered really quickly. I have my coat on and I need to go back outside. It's so cold. So I need to run a bunch of errands right now. And then I have a staff like holiday party to go to. We decided to do it in January and not in December, just because December is so crazy. So, yeah, I'm gonna go have fun. So I need to run to Target, Staples, and that might be it. And then I'm headed to that holiday party, and then I have to leave there really fast and jet to another like birthday parties just slash like gathering for some of my friends. So it's kind of a good long afternoon. Hi guys, it's the next morning. I didn't film anything, and here's why. So part of what I went to was a work-related event, and if you follow me on Instagram, which you should, and if you have watched any piece of my channel, I don't want to give anyone any more ammunition. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So I just didn't want to film at any work-related events. But I had realized last night that I left my debit card there, so then I had to go all the way back, and I wish I could have filmed that because it was so funny. But